All right, so you think you've seen Richmond, Carytown on a Saturday, beers in Scott's Edition, a bike ride on the Capitol Trail, and you figure you've got the city pegged, but not even close. Because 2025 is shaping up to be one of the biggest years in Richmond's history. We're talking billion-dollar projects, a skyline-changing tower, new restaurants, more direct flights, an arena that'll pull A-list acts, and even a tiny home community designed to tackle affordability. This isn't just some touristy top 10 list. These are the moves locals have been waiting for. The kind of changes that might make someone relocating from DC or New York say, okay, I'm sold. Stick around because I've lined up 10 game-changing projects plus Richmond's restaurant boom that'll define the city in 2025. So let's get into it. Let's start with the head turner. At 703 East Main Street, right now you've got a gravel lot. Nothing exciting, but soon that site could hold Richmond's tallest building, a 400-foot mixed-use tower. We're talking hundreds of apartments and condos, office space, retail on the ground level, possibly a grocery store, and underground parking that downtown Richmond desperately needs. Now, here's why this matters. Richmond's skyline hasn't had a bold new addition in decades. This isn't just another apartment box. A 400-foot tower means national developers are betting on Richmond's growth, and every major company looking to expand, they see this project and think, okay, Richmond's ready for prime time. So this could mean more development on the horizon if this building does well. We've already got the high-speed rail from Richmond to Raleigh underway, and even with federal budget cuts, North Carolina and Virginia say the show will go on. And so as more of the development projects come in, density increases, and population grows, it means outside developers will continue to give Richmond a double take. And that just means more cool stuff here in RVA. But if you thought that was exciting, this is really exciting. Let's talk about the City Center Innovation Project. 26 acres downtown, getting a total overhaul. We're talking biotech labs, research hubs, offices, housing, shops, and a big deal hotel. Think Raleigh's Research Triangle or Nashville's life science boom. Except it's Richmond. This is the kind of project that says RVA wants to be more than beer and murals. We want high-paying jobs, corporate tenants, and a downtown that isn't empty after 5 p.m. The ripple effect? More talent moving here, more restaurants opening, and yes, housing demand in the Fan, Scott's Edition, and Manchester keeps climbing. Again, if we can increase density in the city center, it'll help bring more exciting things to Richmond like direct flights. This year, Richmond added several direct flights, namely Richmond to Bermuda, Richmond to Palm Beach, and Frontier just added more direct flights to Denver and Atlanta. I know there's also talks of a direct flight to London as well, which would be absolutely incredible. You have a kind of chicken and the egg problem with flights. They need to see that people will take those flights to add the flights, but I think a major part of people's decision to move somewhere is the amount of direct flights and destinations from that airport. So if we can get a few more, I think that's really going to increase the appeal of Richmond for those looking to move from places like LA, Atlanta, and New York. Now, let's talk about this area here in Richmond, right next to the Diamond District. Richmond's Sauer Center is about to level up again, and this time they're calling in some out-of-town muscle. The local Sauer family, the folks who gave us Whole Foods and CarMax on Broad Street, just tapped Washington, D.C.-based Hoffman & Associates to help guide what's next. If you don't know Hoffman, picture the wharf in D.C., a massive mile-long waterfront filled with hotels, apartments, offices, restaurants, and the Anthem Concert Hall. That's their playbook, and now they've got their eyes on Richmond. The next phase of the Sauer Center spans over 40 acres around Hermitage Road, Broad Street, and Lee Street. Early concept shows more than 2 million square feet of new buildings, apartments, offices, hotels, plus green spaces, plazas, and a 12-story Art Deco tower that could seriously change Richmond's skyline. Hoffman isn't a co-developer here, they're more of a consultant, but their footprint in Richmond keeps getting bigger. They were in the running for the Diamond District project. They recently bought a block in Scott's Edition to build a 367-unit mixed-use project, and according to Richmond BizSense, they flat out said Richmond is a key part of their next chapter. The Sauer family still owns the land, most of which has sat as an industrial space and open fields for decades. They've already proven that they can attract big tenants like Whole Foods and PwC. So the real question now is, how much of this vision actually gets built, and when do the shovels hit the dirt? This is part of the reason I think the Carver neighborhood and anything in Scott's Edition or Northside is a great buy. In 10 years, when this and the Diamond District are built out, this will be one of the most walkable and bikeable parts of the city that's going to really attract some cool new restaurants and entertainment concepts. And then then we have the Fall Line Trail and transit upgrades. This one really excites me because it changes daily life. The Fall Line Trail is under construction. It'll stretch from Ashland, cut through Richmond, and roll all the way to Petersburg. 43 miles, protected paths, connecting Bryan Park, VCU, Shockoe Bottom, and down into Chesterfield. For cyclists, joggers, commuters, it's a game changer. Imagine biking to work downtown without dodging Broad Street traffic. And paired with this is the Pulse BRT upgrade. New, longer buses, better stations. Richmond's public transit has slowly been getting a facelift over the past few years, and these moves start shifting us towards a city where car-free living is actually possible, which is pretty cool. And we can't talk about growth without talking about housing. 2025 is a big year for affordable housing in RVA. There's multiple projects launching. We have big mixed-use developments in Chesterfield, condos in the city, and even new developments in Fulton. But the most headline-grabbing is the tiny home village in Northside. 30 to 40 units on Chamberlain Avenue, designed for residents making 30 to 80% of the median income. And it's not charity, it's permanent, sustainable housing. So here's why it matters. Richmond's population is growing. Median home prices have climbed past $350,000. And if we want young professionals and working families to stick around, affordability has to be a part of the equation. This project really puts Richmond on the map nationally. Cities like Austin and Portland have garnered a lot of attention for creative housing, but now Richmond's in the mix too. All right, foodies, this is your section because RVA's restaurant scene is exploding, and 2025 has been a great year for our food scene. First up, we have Bar Buoy in Scott's Addition. This is Chef Brittany Anderson's new spot. You might recognize her from the Food Network channel. Think Seafood Shack meets playful cocktails, crab cakes, orange crushes, even buttered popcorn, rum and coke. Bar Buoy just opened, and I would highly recommend it. Next up, we have Lafayette Tavern in the Museum District, the Giavos family's new chop house, and the old Lafayette Pharmacy. Think mid-century supper club energy. Burgers, fish, steaks, martinis. I am very excited for this. It's giving Polo Bar vibes. And then we also have Brazen. Think elevated casual. Wings, short ribs, big plates that don't feel pretentious. I've not been here yet, but I'm really excited to check this one out. And then we have Ripple Rays in Carytown. This is a Grateful Dead themed bar. You have live music, Southern comfort food. It's very quirky and very Richmond. This is a great addition to Carytown. We have Ugly Dumpling, which just opened in Willow Lawn. Think Asian street food vibes. RVA's dumpling scene is finally getting some competition. And then out in Midlothian, we have the Fish and Pig. This is a barbecue and seafood mashup, filling a very needed lane out in Midlothian. Michelin may not officially cover Richmond just yet, but the buzz is here. Inspectors have already been spotted in Richmond. If RVA lands even 1 star in the next few years, it'll change everything. Tourism, reputation, investment. Southern Living's already made a list of best places to eat in Richmond, and while these aren't new, their list is spot on, so I'll link it in the description below. Next, let's talk about the riverfront and green spaces. Richmond's best asset is the James River, and honestly, it's somehow seemingly been completely overlooked by the city for years, but we're finally getting some new development. Mayo Island is finally getting a serious glow up. After decades of being mostly industrial, the city's turning it into a public park, with work starting later this year and an opening plan for fall of 2026. Mayo Island sits right in the James River between downtown and Manchester. The city picked it up last year for $15 million, with half of that money coming from Virginia's flood prep fund, which makes sense because this little island is no stranger to high water. The design just got the thumbs up from Richmond's Urban Design Committee, and it's not your typical park plan. Most of the concrete and buildings out there now are coming down, and in their place, there's going to be meadows, native landscaping, and gravel walking trails. The idea is to keep it natural, resilient to flooding, and good for the ecosystem instead of loading it up with heavy infrastructure. The city set aside another $60 million in the upcoming budget to make it happen. One small chunk of the island near 14th Street with a building and a parking lot will stay private, but the rest of it's being folded into the James River Park system. This project is also about connection. The plan is to tie Mayo Island to the Capitol Trail, the Richmond Slave Trail, and eventually the future replacement of the old Mayo Bridge. When it's done, it'll give downtown workers, Manchester residents, and really anyone who loves the river a new place to hang out. After years of sitting behind fences, Mayo Island's finally stepping into its role as one of Richmond's most unique green spaces. Now, let's talk entertainment. So Richmond just unlocked something it's been missing for years, a legit concert venue right on the river. The Allianz Amphitheater just opened, and it's changing the game. Picture this, 7,500 seats, skyline in the backdrop, river views in front of you. It's absolutely amazing. You walk across the bridge from 5th Street, bars to the right, bathrooms to the left, super clean layout. Everything's card or mobile only, so no fumbling with cash, and instead of wristbands for drinks, you just show your ID at the bar each time. And the food and drink lineup, way better than the usual stadium stuff. We're talking Star Hill beers, local food trucks, cocktails like watermelon chili margaritas, even VIP boxes if you want to do it big. big. And the acts coming through here, Dave Matthews, James Taylor, Leon Bridges, Counting Crows, even Weird Al. For years, big names skipped Richmond, but this place finally fixes that. Now, here's a heads up on parking. There's no on-site lot, and the city's leasing out Belle Isle's parking to the venue on show days, but that'll definitely fill up fast. So plan on ride sharing, biking, or hitting a nearby garage and walking. There is a parking deck in the works, but it's certainly not going to be done within the year. But if you're looking for Richmond's new go-to night out, the amphitheater is definitely it. Skyline views, river breeze, and shows that used to pass us by, all finally in our backyard. So here's the deal. Richmond in 2025 is not the same city. We're going taller with towers, greener with trails and riverfront parks, louder with concerts and a brand new arena, and tastier with a restaurant boom that's finally putting us on the map. If you're wondering where to live, where to invest, or how these projects impact property values, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're covering every neighborhood, every development, and every hidden gem every single week. And if you're looking to buy or sell anywhere in or around Richmond, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. We've helped thousands of people buy homes here in Richmond and would love to help you as well. Just reach out using the contact details in the description below or email me at amanda@cybertre.com to get started. That's a wrap for today, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.